Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. Alright, we have nothing to do in here. Well, it's not exactly true, is it? We need to talk to this guy again. We need to tell him basically that the rape story is bogus and they're full of shit, basically.
One lonesome clown. What a sad sight. What do you want?
Well, Classage says she wasn't raped. Fuck. The man's eyes invaded bulls. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted. You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed. For the record, she steps in forcefully. Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her. Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He turns back to you. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea. She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience she's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you. Yeah, she's crazy, you know? The rat-faced man says carefully. Crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up. Crazy? What are you talking about? She was very lucid. God damn it. You fucking questioned her, didn't you? I told you not to push her. I fucking told you. His hands become fists. And you went and pushed her. Something breaks in him. He takes a step closer and says, I'm gonna fucking... Titus Hardy. Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot. Success. Titus backs off. Fist down, everyone. I don't know. Yeah, okay. We just barely made that check. That's a little scary. We could have died right there. Goddamn, no one tells you to put your fist down. Everett, personally, somebody take care of this. If they go south, we'll be all in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood? The room is so quiet, you could hear a pin drop. The rest of the cafeteria has gone quiet, too. Someone has to rush in and break the tension. The second in command. Look, Copper. The tattooed man snaps his fingers to get your attention. We know the dead fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. Turns to Titus, who's still breathing heavily. What's the harm, right? Here, jerkwad. He slams an audio tape on the table. Listen to this shit, and then come and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man. Alright. What's on this tape exactly? What's on it? We call it the Door Gunner Megamix. You'll know why once you listen to it. Where'd you get this tape? You think we're going to the shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that. So you bugged them? How? We have machines. He nods. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff. How long have you been listening to their communications? Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons. Things got nice and quiet after that. Alright, which one of you is doing this advanced radio work then? It's not advanced, the heavy man wheezes. You're just holed up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there. Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work. The chief picks his beer back up to offer a silent toast. Yeah, man, you're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit. Alright. Where can I listen to this? Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving up your ass, genius? Yeah, play with your own ass, cocksucker. Okay, these guys are just... don't even know. Okay, easy fellas. Give the guy a break. He's obviously one of God's special people. They're very clever, I'm sure. Back to the investigation. Alright, take the tape. I'll listen to it. You do that, he says, adjusting his belt buckle. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday. Alright. So, gonna take off now, thanks. Well, we do have a tape player in the room. Let's go listen to it. Let's see what else we can do here. It's funny, we spent more time inside the Whirling Rags than I really expected here. Alright, so go over here, open this up. There's the tape player right there. Let's see if we can just use it. Okay, what should I do now, stereo 8 player? Broken tape player doesn't have the ability to respond, but Kim would. Do I need to wait for Kim to show up before I can actually use this thing? Door Gunner Minimax. Can I interact with this? If only you had a boombox, you'd be able to play Titus's tape. The tape feels ominous. Upon it, the dead speak. Respect the tape. Can I not hold it? Can't hold it. Move this over to the tools area and then hold it? No. Alright, yeah, I need Kim for this, apparently. I kind of wish I could just use it with this, but I can't seem to do anything with it. Alright. Strange also I can't pick up that bottle. But, I mean, now I can't because I don't have the bag equipped. So I guess we equip the bag again. Nope. Still can't do anything with it. Okay. Well, that's not the tape player I need, apparently. Maybe... I don't know what. Can't do anything with the radio. There's nothing else here. Okay. Well, we can't do anything with that. So I guess we just wait for Kim to come back, whenever that's supposed to be. I think he's supposed to be back tomorrow, but I don't know for sure. It's going to be a long time till tomorrow. Okay. Well, we talked to those guys. We'll listen to the tape eventually. It will happen. Okay. We do have some other stuff to do. Our journal is full of quests. So what else we got? Yeah, I'd like the door gunner Minimax. Let's see. Okay. There's something we need to do with Joyce. I don't know what to do with that. Smoking on the balcony isn't until 2100, which is a while from now. Two signatures for Everett. Well, both of those are in the smaller, the small village off to the side. So maybe reality lowdown. I mean, really, that would be from Joyce, right? I think we need to head that way anyway. She's the only rich person we really know. We can talk to this guy. Who's this guy? Okay. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. Okay. Good one?
Yes, hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Alright, who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. What are you doing?
Looking for something to read.
Okay, good.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
Alright. Maybe your husband is missing? No, he's not. Okay, so where could he be? I don't know, at home now? Drinking with his friends? Working? I got it, thanks. We can be super existential. Your cockatoo is missing? Watch her browse books. Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time work smoking. Alright, I'll let you read. It's a weird conversational element. The book says you must attain a Fragcarnian hard body at the nearest gym. It's a weird statement there. I don't think we need to worry about the bookstore anymore right now. I haven't looked at any of these dots in a while. Capeside Apartments, okay. What about North? What about this? Is there anything good here? Ad reads broken window. Tibbs has windows. And we can look through this, but it'd probably cost us, right? The coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slide is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible. Ah, poor little viewer. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic. Shake your head. The mute machine is unable to confirm or deny your theory. Okay. Look inside. A thick layer of graffitio covers the lens. You spell out the word Onuk written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards. Alright, shift your focus to the background. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and grays appears. Behind the water lies a coast studded with the concrete and reads, on it, a church on stilts. Lanky, weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice. Alright. So it's necessarily all that helpful, but sure. What about over on this side? This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes, then pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom as necessary. Oh, we have some cash for this. Sure, let's insert a coin. Your money disappears in the coin slot. A chunk. The ring of metal. Pull the handle, look inside. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab gray shape, like a ghost. Well, focus. The lenses shift, the ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible, a half-sunken sea fort, its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains in the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it. Its leaves ripped from it by winter wind. Hang in there, little one. The little brave birch tree seemed to wave back in the wind. Okay. Not sure that was worth the 25 cents, but I guess we did get experience for it, so... what am I to say? Alright. Nothing else around here we can do. Suppose let's talk to Joyce. Oh, wait, what's over here? Hey, bird. Lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Okay. Have we looked at this package before? I don't remember doing that. Oh, plastic tear. Sure, why not? Take that. 10 extra cents, you know? Nothing else around here. So how do we get to... how do we get to the other place? We're supposed to go there. I don't know how to get over there. Talk to Joyce first. Hey, Joyce.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
Okay. All around you, ring keeps falling down on the wooden board she's standing on the water around you. Alright, no need. Tell me something. You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in. This reality? She pulls her foot closer to her neck. Okay. Alright. It's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality. Ah, yes, the episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy now that I think of it. She puts down her thermal cup and looks at you. But then, I'm no doctor. She takes a long sip of tea. Ask away, officer. Help however I can. Alright, you're in. Begin with the first one. You'll appear worldly. Okay, spirit decor. Ooh, an impossible concept. Okay. Where are we, I guess? We're in Martinez, baby. Alright, what is a Martinez? Martinez is a district of Revocol. She looks around, her green raincoat flipping in the wind. A very small district, tucked away near the industrial harbor, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You'd be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten Niven. Shelled to smithereens during the revolution. She shrugs. It has its charms, just not this time of year. Alright, tell me more about Martinez. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. She closes her eyes. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. She opens them. As I told you, Martinez used to be a province. A workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. Alright, you mentioned a sea. What sea is this? It's not really a sea. It's the Bay of Revocol, and the bay feeds into the ocean. Are we near the ocean? Yes, we're an island in the ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic. Vast, lukewarm, and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight. Alright, what's the name of this island? Kalau, as you already know. She looks to the waters. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea. Misshapen, cracked. The cracks of the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch. The Martinez distributory. It's clear this pebble is of enormous value to her. Okay. Tell me about another, even more fundamental aspect of reality. Alright, wait a minute, hold on. What about the baby? Cattle term of endearment popular among the 50-plus cows. The disco holdover, pay it no heed. Let me disco holdover myself. Ha! Aren't we all? Okay, so we already did this. What's Revocol? Revocol is what you call a city. Okay, what kind of city is Revocol? The great kind. As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism. A fact. Okay, what makes it great? History, detective. They built the city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least, our centuries. Okay, who built the city? The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Yosemite and Elinara, depending on your creed. When was it built? In the DeLorean century, 380 years ago. Why will it resolve history? They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts, ideological conflicts, the stuff of men. Why here? We're standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people, in the middle of an insulindic ocean, the world's connective tissue. She smiles. It's where the money is. It kind of sounds like Hong Kong. Okay. So, we're an unimportant part of an important place? I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about, she points across the water, where the skyscrapers rise. A collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor, light reflecting off the glass windows. 22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the Bank of the World building. The bottom floors are Intercom, Coalition Government, and Insulidian Mission Command. Okay, look to the sea. Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light, it's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There's no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it. Right, where are we? We got Jamas Vu. We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately. She watches you closely as you scan the horizon. This is the one thought you need to complete. Where are you? Is there something else you wanted to know? Okay. What times are these? These are unimportant times, detective. She puts her finger to her lips and points at you. You and I were born after the dust settled, 1,000th of a second. Too late. Alright, too late for what? For the big time. Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth. The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind. Got a predatory streak. All men are predators, dear. Nothing much to be done about that. It's all a matter of where you get to file your teeth. What's the big time? The revolution, she says. And what is this revolution I keep hearing about? It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species get together to decide what's next. Who gets shot in the head, who gets mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle. Okay, would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out? Why, of course. We're talking to Duke Out Central. Full swing interspecies warfare. And the apes, were they evil? No, would not say the apes were neutral. She looks at you, her gaze sharp. Okay, neutral. On the other hand, she turns north to the bummed out buildings lining the waterfront, then shivers slightly. So who got shot in the head? Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution, but the communists, they all got shot in the head. She's not gloating. It's a relieved celebration. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them as well. So well one forgets they existed. Did the communists and the anarchists shoot back? Did they ever? Before they shot themselves, they shot 2 million people. That's a tragedy. Yes, the Red Deluge, the Insulidian Deluge, they call it. Anyone else get shot in the head? On the opposing side? Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath the horse, or drowned, to count stiffer. It was unceremonious. She shakes her head. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king, just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. Alright. By abdicating, that was actually pretty smart. Yes, King Guliam has a nose for bad PR. He ran before it, what's the expression? Went down? Anyway, Gil got out alive, and his nephew Frisso got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingmen. It was a wild time. Alright, so who got the mineral rights? The liberals got the mineral rights. She looked up at the sky, then inland at the crumbling city. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. Okay, and by liberals you mean... Liberals are usually middle-class people, detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution, and they were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well. How did the liberals win it all? They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember? If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to? To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights. Oh wait, you just said the liberals already took everything. The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. She stomps her rubber-booted foot. But the ocean, the laws, and the people. Okay, so who are the coalition? The coalition of nations. Grad, Meske, Vesper, Messenia, Orange, and the Sur-la-Chef. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do. There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause. Moralist? The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head. At least, not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They're the long-standing provincial rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. The rulers of Revachol, and also the world, these guys are strong. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist. Alright. I don't think I'm a moralist, ma'am. Of course, she sizes you up. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, when was the kerfuffle? The turn of the century revolution? She smiles mischievously. Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in 02 on the Grad Usula, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved. Alright, who started it? It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarath, particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government. Okay, what did the Zarath do? They made people overthrow the government. Wow, really? Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark. Okay, where did it spread from there? From Rivakol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in 08, and the coalition crushed the Rivakol commune 2 years later. It was the end. What came next? Why, you and I, officer. She spreads her arm, raincoat flapping in the wind. Our lives in the zone of control. Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants? Okay. What is the zone of control? A city-state divided into free market zones, under the everlasting interrogatum of the coalition of nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia. The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated Silk Mill, Precinct 41. Chad Tilbreck presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage. Zone of Control is the third incarnation of Rivakol, after the failure of the suzerain on the commune. What happened to the rest of the world? Modernity. They developed the marvels of intersolitary communication, inter-island communication, I guess. Telemetric milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Rivakol Waste, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade. It's been like this for how long exactly? 43 years? Hard to fathom, I know. What have we been doing all that time? The 20s saw a decade of urban war. West of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell. And after that? The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Rivakol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere. And were they? No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and qualitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash. An Isola-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. She curtsies. Welcome to reality, baby. From the looks of it, the 50s haven't been much better for the zone of control. You can see it in her eyes. Days slipping away. But you don't seem to be thrilled. I've no right to be dissatisfied, she shakes her head. This shirt is Barbara Muscova. The raincoat is impervious to rain. It's guaranteed for 100 years. My daughters will wear it. No, it's just... She looks at the crumbling tenements, paint flicking from the stone. Her voice is almost wistful. We could have had so much more. Every one of us. If only we'd played it right. What would you have done differently? Good question. She cranes her neck. What would you have done differently? No, her first. Yeah, let's go with Volition here. I think Volition's actually got our best interest in... Okay, I asked you. Who are you in all this? And I asked you, passless detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute Ancelophaly given to you? Here's some wisdom, lady. Say the death thing. Say the death thing? Okay, the medical solution. So the plague was definitely the spark, but really there's an underlying problem. I'm not sure what the underlying problem would... I mean, these are more treating the symptoms. Not sure the mineral rights would have helped. More death sometimes? Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Like, for instance, like the Civil War. The restoration was kind of like half-assed. And if we had done like a full cleanup, I wonder if we would have had the problems we're having right now. By full cleanup, I mean, of course, mass murder, which would be pretty much horrible and horrifying. And definitely not something I'd want to do myself, so there's definitely that. But in my worst moments, I think this, right here. The cold runs down your spine, you say the words like a small electric charge that seems surrounding. I see. A tenth of humanity, she's unfazed. The key of history is in the lock. Keep turning at any cost. Till humanity is free and the age of capital is past. The wind stops, and for a moment there's silence. The gold dissipates in your parietal lobe like a dissolved bullet. All is quiet on the Martinez Inlet. A dog barks. A gunshot echoes off the walls of some distant building. A woman's voice. Capital is past. Past? She cocks her head to one side. That's what Dobreva, the leader of the communists, said before she got a bullet in her head. Don't get me wrong. There's sadness in her voice. Capital is finished, but understand this. Its end won't free anyone. It will only lead to more suffering. She's probably not wrong, actually. It's enough about the times. They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know? Okay, what is the thing you diagnosed me with here? Acute encephalopathy? It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out. She conveys it in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective. Alright, what causes it? Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-time alcohol use. Ah, it's definitely from the drinking. She nods slowly. Yes, and perform autoerotic asphyxiation on yourself with your funny necktie. Out in the open somewhere. Alright, let's think of something close to us. We got a good chance on this. Shit. Well, so much for that. It remains a mystery what you mean by something close. This isn't about you, it's about reality. Alright, I want to know what you are. She won't maneuver her way out of this one. What are you? I'm the vilest of the vile, she says with a sudden flash of teeth. A traitor, a devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra. It's sharp. Okay, what's an ultra? An ultra liberal. It's a type of liberal from the revolution. It's not the moderate kind. Alright, what's so vile about that? Haven't you heard? She nods pedagogically. I am a nether creature of the forbidden swamp. One of those who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. We surrender the nation to the financier pirates. No sane person identifies as an ultra liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. She looks you in the eye. You're a man of the left, a true communard. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, are you repulsed? In her green eyes you see a mixture of truth and self-satire, decades of guilt and pride. Forgive her. But only because you like the perilous teeth in those light green eyes. Ha. To be completely honest, nothing to hide from her, sure, why not? I forgive you, but only because you're charming. A deal, she pronounces, who being of great charm and guile, seeketh into the homes of the godly. Beneath her waterproof raincoat and silk shirt is a body imbibed in the numb 12 perfume. You're suddenly and intimately aware of it. Vile duel. Hope we're able to continue as friends despite my deeply felt need to infiltrate and betray the revolution, and then ensnare you into financial service. Honestly, she pauses, I may have even preferred it had the communards won. Who knows? They might have really built something better, but they did, because they lost. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. She turns her gaze to Delta. This was all our last generation managed. Would you have done something differently? With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, while a gentle wind sweeps the streets in the rebuilt east, light drizzle washing it clean, lights go up and motor carriages circulate the tracks. I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Not here in Martinez. Not in the Stella Mares or Delta beachheads either. If not for my own sake, then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it. Dark orange flames reflected her green eyes, an oil fire in the ocean. You're a smart woman. Perhaps, hearing chime as she nods, my intellectual vanity will be my undoing. You're a patriot? Yes, I suppose I am, but I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here. And you have daughters? Yes, whatever else I am also a mother and a wife. She closed her eyes. Now, should we return to reality? Alright, what is this? Did we reach? No, we didn't reach any bonuses there. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. A bird? She tilts her head. A sminkeed? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Alright, what is this place here? Ah! She spreads her arms almost as wide. This is the pier of Rue de Saint Ghislaine 33A. The lieutenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two. She looks around. Alright, what is Rue de Saint Ghislaine 33A? A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see, and new buildings, bâtiments, after les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. She looks up at the crumbling facade. This one used to be 8-10-story tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. But to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay and the delta, that was before the war, of course. Alright, who lived in them? Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off. Splat splat. From a dilapidated balcony, Cindy the Skull gives Joyce the evil eye, her red paintbrush held to her throat. You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat in a sawing motion. Wonderful. Okay, well, we can't do this. We'll put more points to do a Spirit de Corps, but that's probably not going to happen. Alright, what is that? Point to Cindy. The girl in the old lady rags? Yes. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of the teen infraculture. Infraculture? Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant. Those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture, with its own dress code and vernacular. It's an illusion, I'm afraid. There's no refuge from the superculture. Okay, now explain the same thing but to a child. Young people who dye their hair funny colors and wear old people's clothes are stupid, and their little rebellion is self-defeating. She pauses to take a long, leisurely sip of tea. Alright, what next? We could try for this, but chances are it's going to fail completely. Fuck it, let's go. Yep. Alright. The way the soup cooling, that's all. Alright. It's on the tip of your tongue. A doubt of sorts already in your head, but not fully formed yet. You have to wait to return to this later once the jamais vu thought is complete. Okay. That's why it's impossible. We need to internalize that thought for now. Alright. Alright, thank you for now. So we can do that. We can just spend a skill point to get it, but I think that's doable. So let's do the jamais vu. Revocol Special Administration Region, Lagolo on the Insulian Ocean. Coalition Government, Insulian Missional Command. Name after name, and none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Trouvant, Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch to the corner. See if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all thoughts, the one you truly must complete. Okay. 3 hours and 25 minutes is not too terribly bad, I suppose. Let's see what else we have today. We have... Yeah, okay. So we need to give her time. We'll give her a little bit more time. She says she's there till 11, so we got some time for that. Okay, so what are we supposed to do for this, though? The nameless fishing village down the coast. The thing is, can we even get there? And I don't know. I think we're kind of locked in, aren't we? I guess we'll look and see. So we can't go down this way. We can go into the building if we really wanted to, but there's no reason to do that right now. But I didn't see much here. There's got to be a way to go to another... I don't know if region's the right word. Just occasionally look around, see if there's anything here. I mean, we could go downstairs here, but this doesn't get us anywhere, I don't think. Yeah, okay, can't do much here. Not like we can walk across the ice or anything. That'd be a little crazy. Of course, we have the guys over there who are arguing about things. The drunk is gone. Makes sense. That was yesterday. Shouldn't have stuck around. So we can talk to these guys, but we've already done that. Really, we've already kind of pissed them off. Why do it again? Spirit trips and clicks as walls fill the air. Okay. Tire tracks leading to the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. Alright. Ancient fountain. Doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. That would definitely make it so it'd make it a little difficult to, you know, pump water. We can go down this way. Oh, maybe this is actually it. Oh, hold on. That was a purple thought. Right there. Sewer grate. Gateway to the river of filth. Don't see that, but okay. Plastic wrap macaroni stamped with humanitarian aid. Oh, another driver. We actually missed this completely. Humanitarian aid tuna fish, not for resale. Food gift from the people of Messenia. Helpline of the company that controls the drawbridge. Okay, what about the clothes here? There are clothes inside. Cheap secondhand clothes smelling of strangers' body odors.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
I don't think I have that kind of cash, but alright, we can brush through the box. You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places. The box smells like cat piss, or like an old person with no money. Economical, but also trendy, the street vendor shouts. Look firsthand, buy secondhand, keep the economy moving. Okay. Got a good chance for this. Let's try it. Nope. No good. All you can come up with are some treated wool pants. You can tell they're too tight around your thighs and too loose around the waist. And we can touch them, but they itch like hell, like an itch bit in hell. The itch is so bad you'll want to smash someone's face in. All natural material, see? Street vendor interrupts. Real wool, 100% skin friendly, and they're used for only 2 real. I mean, that is cheap, but I don't want to buy them. -1 composure? No. I mean, the half-light's not worth it. It says speakers from the people of Samaria. What about this? You see 2 lowly, defeated speakers. Thralls, slave, basically. Perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of fallen, durable wear sneakers. Ultra Series.
I can see you have a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
It's funny, there's 2 options that do the same thing. So inspect this. Oh, the sneakers and speakers. Okay, nope, I was very confused there. Speakers first. These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable fallen ultras atop them. A small heat embossed on the veneer reads, Solidarity aid from the People's Republic of Samara. The speakers themselves don't seem to display any magical qualities. No, don't look at the speakers. Officer, look at the sneakers. The man points to the footwear. The sneakers are the stars here. What about the speakers, though? Does anyone want those speakers? These, officer? These speakers are Sumerian garbage. I'm ashamed to even use them for props. Don't waste your time on them. But can I just buy the sad conquered Sumerian speakers? No way, officer. Those aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Lo-fi socialist junk. But I need some speakers. Well, if you want them... He pauses for a moment, calculating. But see, they're the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go? I can't leave the premium lifestyle sneakers on the ground. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I can maybe throw in the speakers for a little extra. 50 cents. Alright, well, let's look at the sneakers. A pair of Fallen Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochromed colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole. These sneakers, mister, the street vendor intones. These sneakers are the latest Fallen sneakers. Super rare, super fine, super cool, only 50 real. Well, 50 real is about 20 more than I actually have. So I can't do that. What I do want to do, though, is talk to you. Because you seem a little suspicious. You see a Sumerian street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When you realize you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Elysium is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
He gives you a thumbs up. What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
You're very cool.
He makes both hands into finger pistols and fires a few finger bolts into the air. Alright, really? You think I'm cool?
Oh yeah, you got style. You got personal style. You know what you like.
He surveys his consumer's kingdom with the air of satisfaction.
You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
He settles back into the pile of boxes he's sitting on. Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Ask questions. Okay, not going to be able to get him to get us more money just yet. What kind of stuff are you selling here? Only cool schools in Revocol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try it right on here. No shame, only freedom. Okay, where'd you get these comfy pants? I'm an entrepreneur, officer. He begins counting on his fingers. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, manufacturers, wholesalers. All extremely cool and above board. And you have a permit to sell all that? Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits, just economic freedom. Take a look around. He takes a deep breath. You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with the sunflower seeds, and the dusk-choked air. It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom. Well, is it really true you don't need a single permit to set up a shop? That's right, no permits, no bureaucracy. That's why the city and its law officials are so cool. Shit, what am I doing here if there are no permits? Stare at the police insignia on your sleeve. My man, officer, you make all this possible. Without you, this climate would be extremely bad for business. You're part of the Gossamer State. Okay. So cool guys protect businessmen while everyone else lives in the ruins? I can think of cooler things. Yeah, cool ruins, he agrees. I get to sell quality goods like these by cutting out the middleman. You don't have to rebuild your house, live in a crater, or in a tree. He points to a tree. Where can you do that? Only in here. Is there a discount for cool officers like me? No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale. He nods toward the grates. Anything you want, 50% off. Alright, let's ask you something else. The food packages you're selling here have humanitarian aid written on them. How come? You mean these delicious prepackaged self-stable meal kits? Real easy to cook, no hassle, real cheap too. Buy some, try them out. I think one said not for resale on the packaging. No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy. Does your supplier drive that Humanox lorry over there? What? Street vendor looks over his left shoulder and stares at the lorry, as though he's never seen a lorry in his entire life. Look, officer, I'm just a retailer. You'll have to talk to my supplier if you got questions about the supply chain. That's how the game works. So where are you from, Silang? Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business style, all Revocol. Alright, better not to mention. Alright, back to business. Humanitarian aid macaroons gives me a +1 there, but rhetoric is low. We could put a point in rhetoric. Where's my rhetoric at? Rhetoric is up top, so we can put 1 point in there, but that's all we get. Is it worth it? We have 5 points now. We could spare it, but it wouldn't get us much. It's funny there's plus buttons here and I can't do anything with it. Cannot add anything to the intellect or to any of the main base scores so I can up this. The only thing that will improve our intellect is taking a smoke, and even that might be temporary. Let's look at the items really quick for this. So there is... Thought I grabbed cigarettes. Ah, there we go. It does reduce our health. Should we go and use it? I equipped it, which is not what I was expecting, but okay. There it is, brave little army in your pocket. First smoke platoon. 20 brave souls standing in salute. Ready to step in the fire for you, sir. Alright, let's try to increase our intellect, see what happens. Pick the best one, soldiers fat and succulent. What are you waiting for? Light it up, re-become yourself. Oh yes, Breton. The tie is shaking around your neck excitedly. Please light up. You need a strong trooper between your lips right now. Calm your shit down. Go pleasure them. Become a genius. Okay, light it up. Diddle-loads this rock and roll copier, people. Johnny Thundercop fishes a cheap lightner out of his pants. With a flick of his thumb, there's fire. Primal satisfaction. Here we go. The lighter's dark green, disposable plastic. Safety's off. In your case, safety is always off. Alright. Dip that bad boy in the flame. Breathe in. Thick, warm smoke gets sucked down your lungs. Immediately you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body, and soul. Nostalgia for yourself, the man you were in your youth. Johnny Thundercop is back, and he's chill as balls. I got 30 experience for him. We had a secret task for that. Didn't even know about it. In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a smokes button. Click it to gain +1 intellect and logic. Rhetoric, conceptualization, visual calculus, encyclopedia drama. It's good before a white check, but damages your health. It's a temporary boost, I guess. Though right now, it's 2. Which means you get to boost these things. Alright. I'll think about that some more. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. This has been Disco Elysium. I'm Piece of the Universe, your Piece of the Universe 2. I'll see you guys next time.